Let's talk about the age-old debate. Should you own your building or should you lease? People love to say that renting is throwing away money, but they are wrong. They are oversimplifying a very complex question. Here's what they miss. When you buy a building, you tie up a ton of capital. Let's say you put $1 million down to buy a $4 million building to operate your business in. If that building appreciates 5% a year, you gain $200,000 of equity per year on paper. But that equity is locked up. You can't touch it unless you sell or refinance. Meanwhile, you're paying for every roof issue, HVAC problem, plumbing repair, capital expense, and you're paying all these things out of your business's cash flow. What if instead of tying that $1 million up as a down payment to own a building, you lease space instead and put that $1 million into hiring great people, better marketing, better systems and software, improving your services, expanding your offerings, or other things to improve your business? A growing business can often earn 50, 100, even 200+% annual returns on capital that is reinvested into the business. I don't know about you, but to me that sounds a lot better than hoping for 5% annual appreciation in a building while you're on the hook for anything that may go wrong. Now, I rent a house for the same reason. I'd rather have more cash to reinvest into growing Aspire than have it tied up in a house I live in. If the housing market goes up while I'm renting, I don't care, because if I do my job right, the return from reinvesting into Aspire is going to destroy whatever upside I may have had by owning a house that we lived in. But owning real estate for your business does make sense for some. Let's talk about those situations. If you have more cash than you want to reinvest in your business, if you know how much space you need for the long term, if you plan to stay in the same location for the long term, if you have a highly specialized, expensive build out, or if you just own a successful business and you want to own a building because you can, then owning may make sense. So, should you rent or should you own? The answer is nuanced and different for every business. For most businesses, renting makes more sense, but there is no one-size-fits-all answer. All I ask is you please don't fall for the myth that owning is always better and renting is throwing money away. Be sure to follow for more commercial real estate breakdowns in plain English.